Hey everybody, it's Alicia with Allura Marketing. Time for another Fine Tune Friday. Today is such a huge, important Facebook Live video topic. I hope you're tuning in. If not, it'll be on my page for a replay. This is such important news about the recent Facebook newsfeed changes that were announced yesterday by Mark Zuckerberg. So I've got so much information to cover. I'm just going to dive in. If you have any comments, go ahead and put them up and I'll try to answer them at the end. If nothing else, I'll answer it after the video is done. So stay tuned for that. So this first part, I want to talk about what are the changes, what has changed. And Mari Smith, if you know her, she is the leading Facebook expert. And so I took this information from her page. You can go follow her at Mari Smith. She's, like I said, she's this huge Facebook expert, and she explained it such eloquently and in such good fashion. I'm just going to kind of read what she wrote, and then we'll get into some more discussion. So, the first big thing that he said is, we're making a major change to how we build Facebook. I'm changing the goal I give our product teams from focusing on helping you find relevant content to helping you have more meaningful social interactions. You will see less public content like posts from businesses, brands, and the media. And the public content you do see will be held to the same standard. It will encourage meaningful interactions between people. So what does that mean? Translation. Business content that creates a sense of community will be favored in the news feeds. He goes on to say there are many tight-knit communities around TV shows and sports teams. We've seen people interact way more around live videos than regular ones. So again, what does this mean? You need to do Facebook Live videos. Facebook will continue to aggressively grow its Watch digital television platform. If you see it on your mobile device, it's the little TV icon on the bottom. And favor content in the news feed from shows, live broadcasts that particularly favor episodic content. So if you can develop content and live videos kind of like this one where people will come back to your page on a regular basis, those kind of live videos will be favored in the news feed. Per another recent newsfeed algorithm change Facebook made that favors video content where viewers come back to watch week after week. So it's exactly what I said. And if you remember what I did a couple days ago, earlier this week, I said any kind of content that your business can create that people, the videos, that get people to come back to your page and watch over and over again, that's along the same lines. That's the kind of content that repeat viewership that's going to get favored in people's news feeds. Too often today, watching video, reading news, or getting a page update is just a passive experience, and Facebook wants to change that. They're gearing up to establish a vibrant, engaged, real-time community that watches the same type of events simultaneously. If you think, we'll talk about this in a little bit, but it's kind of like if you're watching the Golden Globes, red carpet, or maybe the preview of the Super Bowl, that kind of thing, where a lot of people are watching at the same time. That's what Facebook wants their watch section to be like. So remember, Facebook is focusing heavily on video, live video, mobile experiences, and generating a community. They're going to start rolling this out now, but they said it will eventually take a couple of months for it to reach all of the Facebook platform network. So if you haven't started seeing the changes on your page yet, you probably will in the next month or so. So those are the changes. But why have they been made? Why is Facebook caring? So Mari Smith came up with a couple of ideas of why Mark Zuckerberg is implementing these newsfeed changes that so heavily impact the business pages. It's one, to create a more positive experience among Facebook users and individuals so that they keep coming back to Facebook. If you're not happy with Facebook, you're not going to log on, you're not going to keep coming back. And Facebook has learned that with all of the negative views and everything that's out there, people are kind of getting fed up. They're tired of seeing all these ads in their news feeds, things like that. So He's trying to make the individuals happy. That's one thing. The second thing is that they're trying to appease the government by cutting back and eliminating the fake news that is so widely spread on Facebook, trying to eliminate that persona or just feeling that Facebook is perpetuating fake news through ads and accounts. So they're doing their best to cut that back and eliminating the clickbait and fake news. Because this kind of content, you'll agree with me, it perpetuates stress in your life and anger and hate towards other individuals, and that's not creating a positive user experience. So that's why Facebook is trying to cut back on that. Another reason for these changes is that they're wanting to be all mobile by 2020. So there's limited viewing content. There's limited space on your mobile devices to view all that content. And so they want to create a more meaningful and relevant positive experience for the individuals. So I looked this up. Facebook has 2 billion active monthly users, and just a little bit over half, 1.055 billion monthly active users are viewing Facebook on their mobile devices. So just over half of the people view Facebook on their mobile apps and phones. So if there's no more space to put business posts or ads, then they got to come up with new ways to do that. And so that's another reason for this change. And then, like we mentioned, Facebook wants to be a major TV destination. They want to be the live streaming place for events like the Golden Globes, sporting events, and anything they can get some extra ad revenue on. So be looking out for that watch section to grow on your Facebook mobile app, and it's going to start having live streaming events, whether it be famous like the Golden Globes or if it's just a regular live streaming event. They want to have more episodic TV shows and Facebook live videos that you can discover by going and visiting the watch section. So that's another reason for these changes. Okay, well, this is all great and all, but what kind of content is going to be featured in the newsfeed? Like, what's going to happen? So first and foremost, personal posts from your friends and family and your in-network connections. You're going to see those most often in your newsfeed. Number one, top of the priority, posts from your friends, family, and in-network connections are going to be shown first. Kind of tied for second is interactive group content and local events that are happening in your area. And like I said, these are event pages. These are live streaming events that are going on. If you haven't heard, Facebook has created this app called Facebook Local, and it's dedicated to discovering things to do in your area. And that could be entertainment with movies and plays and anything that's going on that way, or it could be conferences and business-related events that are happening in your local area. And if you haven't downloaded that app, you might want to and just take a look at it, because if you can create an event for almost anything that your business has, your business event will be focused in the local area of your business so that people can discover your events and attend. And that's whether or not you have this local app on your phone or not. If you create an event, it'll be shown there. So you're just going to get extra eyeballs on your event that way, in addition to your regular event page. So that's a huge benefit to creating events, whether it's this Facebook Live episodic TV show, you want to create an event for that, or if you have a fundraiser, or if you're holding a class, create an event on Facebook, and then that'll be shown on this local app in your area so people can come and check you out. Another thing, and then finally, page posts. So business page posts that spark and generate conversation back or forth will also be featured in the newsfeed. And anytime you can get people to come back to your page and rewatch a video that you've done, or reread an article that they remember reading, or start talking with people back and forth and commenting on your Facebook posts, those posts that generate that kind of back and forth engagement among your followers will get shown in the people's news feeds. So those are the 4 things that are going to be shown and featured in the news feeds. And then, of course, Facebook ads, but you won't see as many of them. The personal posts and events and interactive group posts will be shown more often. Okay, well, this sounds a little depressing, but so what am I supposed to do now as a small business owner? Well, we've got 6 important steps that you can implement right now that'll make sure that you are setting yourself up to succeed with these new newsfeed algorithm changes. So first and foremost, people who want to see and follow business page posts should be encouraged to go to their newsfeed preferences and click see first in their newsfeed so that they'll always see your posts in the newsfeed. So you should encourage your followers to do that, but a little caveat, you should do it in a creative way. You don't want to ask people to comment. I'll talk about that in a minute, because Facebook has already come out and said a couple weeks ago that if you create content that uses engagement bait, like asking people to like your post, asking people to comment, asking people to share your post, you will be penalized for that. Your post will not be seen. So do not ask directly for people to comment on your posts and share your posts and like your posts, because even though that's what Facebook just said that they want to happen, if you directly ask people to do that and Facebook catches you, you're going to get penalized and your post will not be seen. So you need to be creative in a way and think of different ways to do that. But encourage people to click see first in your newsfeed preferences so that they'll always see your posts. That's the first thing. Number 2, people come to connect with other people who matter to them on Facebook. So businesses should create content in such a way that creates these deeper, more meaningful interactions among their followers. So how do you do that? Well, you can ask questions with the content in your posts, get people to respond that way. You're not asking directly for comments, but you're prompting engagement by asking your viewers a legitimate question that would be valuable for them to answer. You can create a poll. That'll get some activity on your page. And just be sure that you're creating and writing your content in such a way that elicits more than a yes or a no response. Facebook has said that they will they weigh different comments. They weigh comments differently. So if people go, yes, I agree, that takes half a second to write. But if people write, yes, I agree, I don't believe blah, 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 I think we should do X, Y, and Z, that takes maybe a minute to write. So comments that generate a longer time to write will be weighted heavily and ranked higher. So be sure you're writing your post content that elicits more than a yes or a no response. That will weigh heavily and more in the ranking. Number 3, create more Facebook Live videos. It is no longer an option. I can't say this enough. You can't simply wish you can create videos. You have to create videos. You have to create live videos. It must be a huge part of your social media strategy moving forward. It has to be done. Live videos often lead to discussion among viewers on Facebook, and more so than regular videos. In fact, live videos will get an average of 6 times as many interactions as regular videos. And those meaningful interactions are what we're craving for right now to get our pages and our posts ranked higher on the newsfeed. So doing regular videos is great. They will definitely help. Don't not do them, but try to do more Facebook Live videos. And if you can do 1 or 2 a week, you will see a huge bump in your reach and your engagement because they get on an average 6 times more interactions than regular videos. Number 4, what business pages can do is create a group that harnesses that sense of community, because Facebook will rank interactive group posts higher than page posts because they are prompting discussion between people, and people-to-people interactions get ranked higher and weighted more heavily than business-to-people interactions. So if you can create a group, if you can create a sense of community around your brand that'll prompt those meaningful interactions in your group posts will maybe be seen before your business page posts, and that's okay because you're still having that discussion, you're promoting that sense of community. Create an event for as many things as you can. Like we talked about earlier, they show up in the local section even if you don't use the Facebook local app. Local businesses connect with their communities by posting relevant updates and creating events. And news can help start those conversations on important issues. So if you can create these events for almost anything you can think of, and then come back to your event. Don't forget to come back to your event and post updates. Hey, we just got such and such speaker. Hey, we just got this donation. Hey, don't forget to buy your tickets. Today's the last day for the discount. Create those updates in your event page. They'll show up in the local area and more people will see it. And then finally, number 6, create more Facebook ads. And again, this is no longer an option. You have to have an ad budget. You have to create ads on Facebook. But I want to caution you, you need to create about 90% of your ads in Ad Manager, and then 10% of the time boost your posts. If you boost your posts all the time, Facebook's going to think that you're not a savvy advertiser or marketer. And again, they'll kind of penalize your ads. So they still want you to boost the posts. They'll even encourage you to boost a couple of posts. But the majority of your ads should be done in Ad Manager. 10% of the time should be boosted posts. Again, it's no longer an option to not do Facebook ads. You will have to pay to play. That's just the fact of life now. And you should try to have a little bit of a hefty ad budget because you'll want to post, you'll probably, if you can afford it, to do maybe 4 or 5 different ads a month. And if you can set aside $50 or $100 for each ad and run it for a couple of days, that's going to be most effective. But even if you do $25 an ad and spend and do maybe 5 or 10 ads or something, what I'm trying to say is you want to try to get around a couple $100 a month for Facebook ads. That should be a good starting point to get your message effectively heard. You want to do things like use custom audiences, use lookalike audiences. Install that Facebook pixel on all of the pages of your website for better ad tracking. You want to use more effective, accurate tracking. You want to know who you're talking to exactly. And this will help set you up for successful ad results. But I want to tell you, there's not a one-size-fits-all ad solution for successful advertising on Facebook. Even the most successful Facebook people, businesses, they spend a few $1,000s a month on Facebook ads, and they're constantly testing their ads. They're switching out images to test which image works better on their ad. They're using carousel images. They're using video ads. They're rewriting their text to see which wording resonates better with their target market. So if you run an ad and it gets success, maybe switch something up and rerun it and see if that works better. If it does, then you'll learn from that and you'll be able to create better ads in the future. So I want to tell you, don't get discouraged. Just because Facebook ads maybe don't seem to be working for you, they do increase your reach, they do increase your engagement, they give you extra page likes and hopefully page follows so that they'll see your posts in Newsfeed. So just keep testing and be sure you have a little bit of an ad budget, more than just $25 a month. You need to have at least a 100 or two, at least $250 even would be ideal. At the minimum, so you can test different ads that you produce. And like I said, the ads are no longer an option. They have to be done now if you want your message to be heard. So some final thoughts. Be creative. Start planning ways today, now, to create content for your page that will prompt meaningful interactive discussion among your followers that will give your posts a chance to be seen in the newsfeed. come up with different ways that you think will come up with. Think about yourself. What will prompt you to comment on a post? Is it something funny? Is it something heartwarming? Is it something controversial? Think about what gets you to comment on an post, and then create content that will do that for your audience. But remember, do not come right out and ask for comments. Do not ask for likes. Do not ask for shares. Facebook will penalize you and will not show your posts. So don't use engagement bait to goad people into commenting. It's not a meaningful interaction, and Facebook will demote your posts in the newsfeed. And then most importantly, don't give up. Facebook is still hugely important. In addition to having those 2 billion monthly users on Facebook, Facebook is still indexable on Google. And what does that mean? So Google still searches Facebook and shows your Facebook page on search results when keywords come up. So you need to have an active page on Facebook in order for Google to index your page in the search results. So that's important. Don't give up. Don't think, well, my posts aren't being seen, I'm not going to do it. Well, you're missing out on all this opportunity. People are still on Facebook. They still want to connect with brands, and they will. 85% of the time, people will connect with brands on social media before they go to your website and before they pick up the phone. If you don't have an active page on Facebook, how are they going to find you and connect with you and ask their question? It's a huge customer service opportunity. You don't want to miss out on that. So there are things you can still do to get your post seen, like we just talked about, those 6 things. You just need to take a little bit more time and effort and a little more creativity to make this work. It can happen. You just have to put a little more effort and creativity into things. Now, if you're one of those business owners that just doesn't have the time, well, you're in luck, because this is what we're here for. Allura Marketing specializes in social media management for small businesses. We're here to create that kind of engaging content for your business. And if you don't have time to learn all the ins and outs of all the Facebook changes, and you don't have time to keep up with Facebook and respond to these important customer service issues that arise, contact us. Please reach out to me. Let us manage your social media so you can find your freedom again. That's what we do best. We want to assure you that we've got your back, and we will help you create this engaging content for your business. So relax. Don't give up. It'll happen. I promise. We just have to adapt. People who don't adapt and change will get left behind. So don't get discouraged. Just adapt and change. That's all there is to it. All right, everybody. That's all for today. Like I said, this video will be on my Facebook page, so you can replay it and come back and watch it and get some more details if you missed something. Please leave comments below, and I will answer them if you have any questions. And come back next Friday. We're having another Facebook Live Fine-Tune Friday of every Friday at 3 o'clock. All right, everybody. Have a great weekend and stay social.